Good day, sir. I'm Carl Isibano from BSME. From now, I'm going to discuss about the properties of water and vapor. Before that, let me define what is water. Water is an inorganic, transparent, tasteless, odorless, and nearly colorless chemical substance, which is the main constituent of Earth's hydrosphere and the fluids of all known living organisms, in which it acts as a solvent. It is vital for all known forms of life, even though it provides no calories or organic nutrients. Its chemical formula is H2O, meaning that each of its molecules contains one oxygen and two hydrogen atoms, connected by covalent bonds. Two hydrogen atoms are attached to one oxygen atom at an angle of 104.45 degree. So let's proceed to the properties of water and vapor. So what are those properties of water and vapor? The properties of water and vapor: first is cohesion, second is surface tension, third is adhesion, fourth is polarity, fifth is high specific heat, sixth is universal solvent, seventh is density, eighth is amphoteric, and nine is a vapor. So let's go to the first, cohesion. So what is cohesion? Cohesion is a water clings to a polar molecules through hydrogen bonding. Cohesion refers to attraction to other water molecules. Water molecules have strong cohesive forces due to their ability to form hydrogen bonds with one another. Cohesive forces are responsible for surface tension. Water also has adhesive properties that allow it to stick to substances other than itself. These cohesive and adhesive properties are essential for fluid transport in many forms of life. For example, they allow nutrients to be transported to the top of a tree against the force of gravity. And next is the second properties of water and vapor, surface tension. So what is surface tension? Surface tension is a measure of the force necessary to stretch or break the surface of a liquid is related to cohesion. Water has a greater surface tension than most other liquids because hydrogen bonds among surface water molecules resist stretching or breaking the surface. Water behaves as if covered by an invisible film, and some animals can stand, walk, or run on water without breaking the surface. Water has a variety of unusual properties because of attractions between these polar molecules. The slightly negative regions of one molecules are attracted to the slightly positive regions of nearby molecules, forming a hydrogen bond. Each water molecule contains can form hydrogen bonds with up to four neighbors. The third is adhesion. So, what is adhesion? Adhesion refers to attraction to other substances. Water is adhesive to any substance with which it can form hydrogen bonds. Fourth is polarity. So, what is polarity? Polarity of water. In a water molecule, two hydrogen atoms form single polar covalent bonds with an oxygen atom. Gives water more structure than other liquids. Because of oxygen in more electronegative, the region around oxygen has a partial negative charge. The region near the two hydrogen atoms has a partial positive charge. A water molecule is a polar molecule with opposite ends of the molecule with opposite charge. Fifth is high specific heat. So what is high specific heat? High specific heat is the amount of heat that must be absorbed or expended to change the temperature of a substance 1 degree Celsius. Impact of water. High specific heat range from the level of the whole environment of Earth to that of individual organism. A large body of water can absorb a large amount of heat from the sun in daytime and during the summer while warming only a few degrees. At night and during the winter, the warm water will warm cooler air. Therefore, ocean temperatures and coastal land areas have more stable temperatures than inland areas. The water that dominates the composition of biological organisms moderates change in temperature better than if composed of a liquid with a lower specific heat. The sixth is universal solvent. So what is universal solvent? Universal solvent. It is a liquid that is completely homogeneous. Mixture of two or more substances is called a solution. A sugar cube in a glass of water will eventually dissolve to form a uniform mixture of sugar and water. Universal solvent. The solvent agent is the solvent and the substance that is dissolved is the solute. Water is the solvent, sugar the solute. In an aqueous solution, water is the solvent. Water is not really a universal solvent, but it is a very versatile because of the polarity of water molecules. Water is an effective solvent as it can form hydrogen bonds. Water clings to polar molecules, causing them to be soluble in water. Hydrophilic, attracted to water. Water tends to exclude non-polar molecules. Hydrophobic, repelled by water. Water also transport molecules dissolved in its blood. A water-based solution transport molecules of nutrients and waste organisms. Nutrients dissolved in water get transported through plants. Ancillular organisms that live in water absorb needed dissolved substances. The seventh is density. So, what is density? It is the quality or state of being dense. The quantity per unit volume, unit area, or unit length as. Density of water mass dense at 4 degrees Celsius, contracts until 4 degrees Celsius, expands from 4 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius. The density of water prevents water from freezing from the bottom up. 3. Ice forms on the surface first. The freezing of the water releases heat to the water below, creating insulation. 4. Mixed transition between season less abrupt. 8 is the apotheric. So what is apotheric? Apotheric, meaning that it can exhibit properties of an acid or a base depending on the pH of the solution that it's in. It readily produces both H plus and OH ions related to its apotheric character. It undergoes self-ionization. The product of the activities or approximate concentration of H plus and OH is a constant, so the respective concentrations are inversely proportional to each other. And the ninth is vapor. So what is vapor? Vapor or evaporation, each individual water molecule which transitions between a more associated liquid and less associated vapor over gas. State thus should through the absorption or release of kinetic energy, the aggregate measurement of this kinetic energy transfer is defined as thermal energy and occurs only when there is differential in the temperature of the water molecules. Liquid water that becomes water vapor takes a parcel of the heat within a process called evaporating cooling. So what is evaporating cooling? So it is a liquid evaporates, the surface of the liquid that remains behind cools or evaporative cooling. Evaporative cooling moderates temperature in lakes and ponds and prevent terrestrial organisms from overheating. Evaporations of water from the leaves of plants or the skin of animals removes excess heat.